Tonight, WSU students are reaching for the stars before the clock runs out.
And the Trump administration makes bold moves in the Middle East.
And Russia gets disqualified from the Winter Olympics. Murrow News 8 starts right now.
From Studio B on the campus of Washington State University, this is Pullman's only nightly newscast. This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Irish Concepcion.
And I'm Alfredo Llanos. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
A developing story out of Tacoma, Washington, the Pierce County Sheriff's Office responded to a shooting outside Graham Kapowson High School. 2 students were reportedly shot, and reports say the male suspects fled in a green vehicle, possibly a Chevy Impala. Seattle Police Chief Kathleen O'Toole will step down at the end of the year. O'Toole helped reform the department after federal officials found officers using force too quickly against minorities. O'Toole took over as chief in 2014 and turned the department around as the city struggled to carry out with an agreement with the Department of Justice designed to cure how often officers use force.
Washington State University College Republican re-elected controversial member James Alsop as president on Friday. The former Washington State University College Republican's president announced his presidency on Twitter just hours later. However, the following morning, Washington State University College Republicans declared Friday night's results null and void due to procedural errors in the vote that violated the university's registered student organization rules. A new election will be held.
A student club at Washington State is working on a project that they hope to take off in a few years. Austin Getz met with members of this club to get an up-close look at some impressive technology.
When you stare into the night sky, thousands of satellites are soaring past at any moment, and one group of students at Washington State hopes to add another, made by Cougs, in a few years. Cougs in Space is a student club at Washington State University comprised of about 50 engineering students. As the name suggests, they are interested in the space beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Now, they are working on a satellite to be sent into space. This is possible thanks to donations and grants that help them pay for equipment.
We have $22,000 right now, $2,000 from Aaron Crandall, our advisor, $10,000 from Boeing, and then another $10,000 from individuals inside electrical engineering and CS who have decided to contribute to the fund.
But even if the club didn't receive the grant, they were still determined to build the satellite. Club president Kenneth Eversole said they got to work before they even knew they had received the funds.
We didn't know that we got it till March, and as I said, we started in January, and we said, okay, regardless if we get this thing, we get it from NASA, we're going to make it happen.
What you see behind me suspended there is a prototype of CubeSat-1, a satellite built exclusively by Washington State University students. And in 2 years' time, it'll be soaring in Earth's orbit.
That makes the project a race against time. The fact that the club is made up of students means that some have joined the club and will be graduating before the launch date. Eversole said that's why the club is trying to get the satellite built before then.
And the majority of the people that are in ZEC and originally founded the club leave mid-2019, so we're trying to shoot for that one. How do we not have a void in knowledge? Because if someone leaves, we have to train someone to replace them.
Austin Getz, Murrow News 8.
While satellites have plenty of room to roam freely in outer space, drivers here in Pullman must deal with parking restrictions over winter break. The Pullman Police Department issued an ordinance that will restrict street parking on College Hill from 2 to 9 a.m. Clearing vehicles off the narrow streets will free up more space and more snow and leftover debris to be cleared during these winter months.
As Dead Week continues for WSU students, Elizabeth Medina tells us how one residence hall helps students alleviate the stress.
Stevens Residence Hall dates back to 1895, making it the oldest building on campus, and every Sunday it holds a traditional tea time, providing students the opportunity to take a break from academics and enjoy each other's company.
It's a social time. It's a time to relax from, as of right now, finals and studying and life. Also, just a fun time to laugh, share stories.
Students can choose from a variety of teas including Black English, chamomile, or peppermint. If these selections aren't your cup of tea, you can choose coffee or hot cocoa. Of course, don't forget the cookies.
It's just a pleasant atmosphere. It takes my mind off of studies for about an hour, and I overhear very interesting conversations. Sometimes I even participate in them. It does absolutely give me that break and that energy that I need to go back to studying.
Even WSU faculty enjoy catching up with students outside of class.
It's just a nice way to come and first of all, have tea and cookies, but also to just interact with some students, even if they're not in my classes. For students trying to get ready before that last push and just do something fun, do something relaxing, do something that,
If you're staying on campus during winter break, Stevens Hall plans to continue tea time on Sundays at 2 p.m. For more information, you can find Stevens Hall Tea Time on Facebook. For Murrow News 8, that was Elizabeth Medina.
When we return, sexual harassment sends a senator packing.
And the Russian meddling investigation names more people involved. We'll be right back.
No more pencils, no more books, no more teachers' dirty looks. School's out for summer. School's out forever. School's out with fever. School's out completely.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%. And it can happen in every place.
School's out for summer.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
Michigan Representative John Conyers Jr. will no longer have a seat in Congress after employees made allegations of sexual harassment. Conyers Jr. announced his resignation earlier today on a radio show, but denied his involvement in the allegations. The resignation comes even after President Trump recently endorsed Alabama politician Roy Moore, who faces accusations of the same type of misconduct with underage girls. President Trump's newly enforced travel ban restricts presidents from 6 predominantly Muslim countries from traveling to the United States. The Supreme Court made the decision yesterday based on concerns with national security and foreign policy. No travel ban exceptions will be made for people living in Chad, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Syria, and Yemen, with family ties to relatives in the United States. The Trump administration sees the travel ban as a cautionary measure to prevent potential threats of terrorism. Only 2 Supreme Justices oppose this new order. Also going on with the Trump administration, federal prosecutors opposed Paul Manafort's request for release from house arrest. Prosecutors cited Manafort's recent effort to co-write an opinion piece about his work in Ukraine with the person believed to have ties to the Russian intelligence. As part of the federal investigation, Manafort was indicted on 7 different charges, including failing to disclose his lobbying efforts on behalf of a pro-Russian political party in Ukraine. According to prosecutors, Manafort and his unnamed co-author plan to publish the article unanimously in an unnamed publication.
President Donald Trump expects to announce the U.S. recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital this week. Head of the Arab League, Turkey, Jordan, and the Palestinian leaders warned President Donald Trump of the consequences that will follow his potential actions. The Israeli government decided not to publicly comment on President Trump's anticipated announcements. Trump's deadline to sign a waiver to deal with the relocation of the U.S. Embassy expires Monday. President Trump made indications that he will make an announcement on Wednesday, but will hold off on focusing on embassy move. The International Olympic Committee disqualified Russia from the 2018 Winter Olympics in South Korea after the doping scandal in 2014. The suspension came after the investigation resulted in over a dozen Russian athletes being stripped of their medals from the 2014 Sochi Winter Olympics. Russian officials will be banned from the games, and Russian flag will not fly in the opening ceremony in February. However, any Russian athlete that can prove they are clean will be allowed to compete under the neutral Olympic flag. It seems the walks to class are getting more and more icy. After the break, Austin Getz tells us what the weather will be like heading into the weekend. What are you expecting for this weekend? I mean, it's going to be really cold.
Good one, son.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing.
Wow! I'm so proud of you, son.
And then we went on Thunder Shark.
That was awesome! Let's go again.
3 times. I gotta say, it was pretty cool.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Oh, not again.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Even though the first day of winter is still more than 2 weeks away, temperatures are dropping fast. Austin, is it going to get warm up this week?
Well, we might hope for warmer temperatures, but likely that's not going to happen. Look at what it's feeling like out there right now. About 29 degrees and nice and clear. It was clear all day today, so that was nice, but getting pretty cold. Today's high, we only got up to the high 30s and just a little bit warmer than average. All right, switching into tomorrow. Going to be waking up with very cold temperatures and foggy, so watch for ice on your walk or your drive to work. Warming up just a little bit by the afternoon. Light cloud with some sun peeking through, and then when you get into the evening, just 29 degrees, but clear again, so maybe the snow holds off for a little bit, but going to get very cold at night, so make sure you wrap up with a blanket. All right, looking around the state of Washington. Over on the west side, Olympia's getting pretty warm over there, 45 degrees and sunny, and if you look around the state, a lot of sunshine today, which is nice, but cold temperatures. Vancouver probably the warmest at about 47. In the middle of the state, Wenatchee, which normally sees warm temperature, down into the 30s. Yakima into the in the mid 40s as well. Looking across to our side of the state, Spokane 39 and partly cloudy, and some snow was trying to peek through in there today. Pullman again 37 degrees. So looking into your 5-day forecast, starting on Thursday, 38 degrees, and then it gets a little bit warmer throughout the rest of the week, staying in the high 30s, low 40s range. Not a lot of wind. Saturday, some fog though, so if you have to drive, make sure you be careful. Warming up a little bit, getting into Sunday and Monday. That's all the weather I have. Back to Irish and Freddie at the news desk.
Up next, we'll tell you about a pizza party that is out of this world. Stay with us.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
When you're far away from home, you just want foods that give you comfort. Even astronauts get that feeling. That's why those aboard on the International Space Station had a pizza party. One of the astronauts mentioned how he misses pizza during a live stream, so all the ingredients were sent up to the ISS. Thank you for watching. Join us every weeknight at 7 and 10 p.m. for Pullman's only nightly newscast.
Have a great night, and don't forget to follow Murrow News A on Facebook and Twitter.
Good night, Pullman.